more of alternate day fasting, and it is literally the end of my day. I have not had a chance to vlog today, guys. It has been fasting day, but it has been a busy day and I've been extremely tired. I hardly slept last night, and I also look like this because I've just got back from boxing as well. Today has been good in terms of the fasting. Haven't been hungry. I've been doing pretty well actually. Feeling good in terms of, like, you know, food wise and things like that. But I think I've just been having a bit of a up and down day, well, not up and down day, I'd say more of a day of reflection with God and just life and things like that. And it's in those moments that sometimes you want to like turn to food for a bit of comfort, and that's bad. Okay, so that makes me realize sometimes, although it's not like a heavy like pull towards food, but it's more like, I know in those moments I'd probably have a little something just to kind of comfort me a little bit, or, you know, something that I like. Maybe it's chocolate, or maybe it's, you know, just something nice that's going to make me feel good, I guess. I know that sounds weird, but I bet if you did some self-reflection, you probably do the same thing as well. So it just made me realize though that one, how beneficial fasting is, two, and in terms of, like, let's just say weight loss obviously, but also in terms of discipline, you know, disciplining my body, that okay, you're having a bit of a up and down day, you're having a reflection day, you should say, and yeah, at moments you might feel that those small low moments, but that doesn't mean you have to turn for food for that comfort. You know, it doesn't mean you have to turn to these other things for comfort. Like, you should be able to have self-control, you should be able to have discipline, be able to have self-discipline, be able to have self-control, self-discipline, and recognize those cues. You know, recognize, you know, it's in that moment where maybe I'll turn to something that probably isn't the greatest for me or the healthiest, but I'm only turning to it because of, you know, how I feel internally. Now, what does that say about me? Like, is there some things that maybe I still need to heal from or deal with, and it's those moments, you know, I can reflect with God and say, oh, you know, what are you saying, what are you like it out? But yeah, it's like those moments where you can say to God, you know, what are you saying here, what are you doing here within me, and where does that come from? You know, why do I tend to feed sometimes as a little comfort, and there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things or having something nice for a bit of comfort, but when we rely on it so much, where it's like we turn to that thing, could be a thing as well for you, maybe turn to a thing, a person, or food, every time we're feeling like low, that becomes a real issue. You know, that becomes a real problem. And it's fasting that helps you recognize those things, that maybe those issues, those internal issues that needs dealing with, those cues. And yeah, so I think fasting is great. It's difficult at times, 100%, but it is great. And I'm so grateful for even the opportunity to vlog and share with you guys the vulnerable moments, because it's forcing me as well even more to self-reflect, because I'm having to reflect on my day. I'm thinking about throughout the day, I'm thinking about this and thinking about that. And because I don't want to lie to you, I'm not a liar, you know, I want to be honest, I want to be truthful, I want to be vulnerable with you guys. So I'm sharing with you, you know, these moments, you know, sharing with you and really reflecting on the truth of my day, the truth of my life, the truth of, have I failed today? Did I eat something bad today? And I'm not saying I share every single little detail, but I want to be as truthful as possible about, you know, how the day is going, reflecting on the day, reflecting on fasting days, eating days, things like that, because at the end of the day, this isn't only my journey, this is your journey as well. For those who have thought about fasting, alternate day fasting, thought about, you know, or maybe have struggles with alternate day fasting. So I'm glad that we can go on this journey together. But I'm just kind of ranting now, but in essence what I'm saying is that today has been a good day in terms of not feeling hungry, not wanting food per se, because I'm struggling, you know, to have self-control. But actually I did notice little cues where I could have turned to food had I have not been fasting, and maybe just something to warm my body, to warm up my body, or to make me just feel a bit of comfort. But yeah, and that happens, you know, that happens with us, and it isn't a moment to start beating ourselves down, but it's a good moment to self-reflect. And if you're a Christian, and I pray that you are, and if you don't know Jesus yet, please get to know him. He loves you and he cares about you. It's those moments you can then sit with God and reflect, you know, and just be like, oh, good, what's going on here? How are we going to get through this? What are we doing? Is there something you're showing me? But yeah, and do you know what, it's so crazy, because I'm literally just about to pull in Starbucks, and it's not for me, it's for my son. He really wants an Oreo milkshake. I've just come from boxing and he's called me and he wants one, so I'm going there now to get him one. But do you know what, I'll tell you, be honest with you, like I'd say before, when I've done alternate day fasting, I'm talking like last time, like probably last year or something like that, like it wasn't always that easy to get my son something and then have discipline, and then be disciplined, and have self-control in those moments. Like it was hard at times. Now, did I always fail? No, but there's at times where I'm like, oh, I just want just a little bit, just a little something. But because I've been so committed this time, and definitely have a lot more strength, a lot more willpower, a lot more self-discipline, self-control this time when I'm fasting, I can get him something and be like, like I want it. Like at times, sometimes I don't. I mean, right now I do not want it, but at times I'm like, I want it, but I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to lose or fail because of something that's small to satisfy me. I'm just gonna park up for a second while I finish this video with you guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna just give up my whole fasting day, give up all this work for something temporary, you know. And do you know what, I don't mean to preach at you, but you can tie that in every area of your life, you know. Will you give up something long term for the short term, you know? And I'm not to say that I've been perfect on this fast. You guys know, if you've been following me, I have failed twice, but I intentionally failed, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't my intention to fail, but I made then the choice. It wasn't like, oh, I'm really hungry, let me just give in. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna make the choice to eat in that moment, because let's say the last time it was like I wasn't feeling good in my body, and you know, I remember I was in a specific place where the food I was getting with other people, like everyone else in my car was getting food, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to come across this place again for like probably months, maybe even a year, so let me just get something, and you know, it is what it is. So I made the choice to fail, but I still failed, you know. And then I think the other time I did regret it after, but the most recent one I didn't regret that, because I've been fine after. So it's just like, even when we fail throughout life, I know I'm kind of a bit all over the place right now, but even when we fail throughout life, acknowledging it's okay, you failed, and that's all right. Sometimes we choose to fail, sometimes it's an accident, but just recognizing it. Okay, now how can I learn from it? What can I do better? And just self-reflect a lot, and yeah, and just self-reflect on like I said, like now that I have more willpower, I have more self-discipline, I have more self-control, and I'm much better now. I've learned so much, and then vlogging has really helped me reflect a lot more, and has been helping me on this journey. So where am I going with this, guys? Just lots of things that I've been learning on this journey, lots of things that I have been learning, lots of things that I have been just doing so much self-reflection, and there's just been real growth in this fasting journey, spiritually, mentally, physically, and it's been beautiful. Has it been tough at times? 1000%. But even to get me to this point, I've had a few rounds of alternate day fasting and failed. So to those who are doing alternate day fasting, or has done it, or thinking about doing it, and you failed, or you think you might fail, it's okay. And yeah, you might fail, but that's how we learn, right? We learn from those failures. We learn from that, and we get up and we keep moving, and we just, don't give in easily. Don't give up on yourself, because I think that's one thing we do a lot. We give up on ourselves. So don't give up on yourself. You've got this. We've got this. And yeah, that's going to be the end of my day 34, I think it is, of alternate day fasting. Tomorrow's eating day. Looking forward to it. I'm even going to have an early night tonight because I didn't sleep much last night. But yeah, God is good.